Hello, everybody. It is Connor here. We're back with your instant match reaction. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. Leeds United 3, Middlesbrough 2 in a tetchy, nervy affair towards the end where Leeds United caused me mass frustration, as you guys will see in the watch-along if you want to go back and see that. Thank you so much, by the way. We had record numbers on the One Leeds watch-along. We used to do it back in the day, but now we're gathering numbers back again. Thank you so much for your support. If you didn't catch the watch-along, you can go back. We'll have more highlights of it as well. But the match reaction, listen, instant match reaction. Leeds getting the job done. Fortress Elland Road, which is something that we have to really focus on because this place is becoming a real issue for many clubs to come. Borough today, probably, in my opinion, one of the toughest tests we've faced. I really liked the lad up front. Started calling him Frothy Latte throughout the game, but I think his name's Latte Laugh. Looked really decent in that first half. Could have had 3 or 4. Leeds leaving him a little bit unmarked in phase of the game, which I wasn't a massive fan of. Defensively today, I thought we're a little bit subject. I thought there was points where Borough, as Swansea were midweek, were able to get past that midfield, pick up the little pockets, Matt Crooks especially, in that first half, able to pick up the pockets between the midfield and defence and get in that space plenty of times. I thought Rodgers as well was able to pick up those sort of spaces which were causing Leeds a little bit of issues. We saw the same with Jay Fulton and the same with Matt Grimes in the Swansea game in that first half. So Leeds adapted, Leeds got better, but a shocking start, a really abysmal start for Leeds United. Like we saw once again at Swansea, there were so many parallels. But against Swansea, that first 2 or 3 minutes, abysmal. First 2 or 3 minutes for Leeds United, once again, not good enough for the standard and where we want to be. Simply not good enough, as Daniel Farke will definitely reiterate in his post-match press conference. Leeds go 1-0 down, a howler has to be said from Elland Meslier. Cut inside, Latte Laugh, fired in on goal, near post once again. Wasn't that much of a deflection to completely blindside Elland Meslier and for him not to get any purchase on the ball. Really poor goalkeeping again, beaten at the near post again, not good enough from him. And this is where the criticism will lie at Elland Meslier. Shots faced, simply not good enough when it comes to goals, especially at his near post. And that's why I'm always coming on here saying we need some real competition for this guy because he's not the best in the Championship. He was nowhere near the best in the Premier League, and there needs to be an improvement in his game. I still don't think his handling's good enough. I still don't think his distribution, as we saw in the last 10 minutes there, when he's punting the ball to Borough players consistently when we're under pressure, trying to keep a 3-2 win under the belt. And I think that there is mass improvements in this guy's game needed. But he wasn't the only one. Pascal Struijk, I thought, had a really poor, sluggish start to the game. I don't think he was great in the second half either, and I thought Joe Rodon struggled at points as well. You know, I thought Latte Laugh, to be fair to him, had a really good game and was causing them problems that other centre forwards, apart from maybe Adam Armstrong, haven't, have caused Leeds United this season. So yeah, a few things that we need to improve on definitely in this game. And let's not be naive here. Let's not be looking at this and thinking, this was a perfect performance. But what it was from Leeds United is it was a performance that has got us a win. Simple. And Leeds have won the game. We've scored 3 goals again. We're scoring goals like there's no tomorrow. And it's positive when you're looking at that side of it, really, for Leeds United. And the positives from us is we got back into the game immediately, as we saw with Swansea City. Leeds getting back into the game immediately. Lovely little passage of play. Rutter involved, Dan James involved, Somerville involved as well, and a really nice clambering header from Dan James at the back post to take his goal contributions to that exponential level that he's never seen in his career. There is a real upward trajectory when it comes to Dan James's his general output. I will say that's something I criticised him for last season, but his general output has been very good this season. I'm not a massive fan of him over a 90-minute spell. I think he can be a little bit passive. I think sometimes he can be a little bit slack, sloppy, and lethargic in possession. But his output's been very good, and we can't deny that. It's been very good this season when it's come to assists, when it's come to pre-assists, semi-assists, just involved in build-up, and ultimately goals for Leeds United. So that is why Willie Gnonto's on the bench, because Dan James keeps providing moments like that, gets Leeds back into the game. Really good drive and desire to win the header as well above the Borough left back. So yeah, Leeds get back into the game. Then we see a little bit more desire as well. Leeds going for that second goal, and within 6 minutes, Leeds are 2-1 up. A lovely little header. Ball played in by Archie Gray, who in that first half was nothing short of insane. In the watch-along, I was calling him Cafu, because he was like Cafu in that first half, defensively resolute, using his body to manoeuvre round any Borough player who tried to apply a press to him and get down that right-hand side and deliver balls into the box. And by God, did he do that for Somerville's goal. Headed out, deflected Paddy McNair, I believe, knocked it on Somerville. Really good anticipation. Had to redirect his body, nodded the ball in, past Dieng, 2-1 Leeds United. And then it was a bit of a period of yin and yang. It was Borough going, then Leeds going, Borough going, then Leeds going. Of yesteryear, really. Marcelo Bielsa, yesteryear, where it was almost like a basketball game. But Leeds were able to get a penalty through a Matt Clark sort of rugby tackle, tap on the foot of Jorginho Rutter. Leeds win a penalty, dispatched on 37 by Joel Perreault, and a lot of the Leeds players went to the corner. We're doing that to him, so maybe there's been a little bit of, I don't know, maybe a little bit of confidence that needs to be given to Joel Perreault, but I thought he started a bit sluggish. He wasn't really in the game, but once again, he got a goal. That's 2-2 for Joel Perreault, so that's fantastic news. Leeds go in, and you're thinking 3-1. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. You know, heart palpitations by how good this is. And it's the exact same as what happened with Swansea. Started appallingly. Shouldn't have given the goal away inside 3 to 4 minutes. Recovered really well. Scored 3 goals. And you're thinking, okay, fine, let's get into half-time. And on the watch-along, corner to Middlesbrough, I turned round and said, on the watch-along, let's not do what Leeds do. And throughout the past 2 to 3 to 4 years, give away a stupid one before half-time. And what happens? Unmarked, Latte Lath, their best player in the first half, headed on goal. And you're thinking, here we go. Borough go into half-time, resurgent, brings me back to Derby all those years ago, 1-1 at half-time. Resurgent, you know, really encouraged that they've got a goal before half-time. They're back in it after they've been out of the game. You know, Leeds at attack after attack after attack. Second half comes around. Obviously, early on, Leeds get an opportunity. Ampadu threads that ball through to Rutter. Those two gaining a real synergy and cohesive partnership when it comes to goals recently and opportunities created. Obviously, when you're looking at the Swansea one. Ball plays through, lovely ball. Everyone thought he was offside. Rutter wasn't offside, went through on goal. And you're thinking, anywhere, just place it. Nobody's round him. Matt Clark, he's completely given him the shoulder. Any corner, Jorginho, you do what you want, mate. Backheel it in if you want. All the time in the world. Puts it wide, and it was saved. If you were at the game or you didn't quite get it, it was saved, and it should have been a corner to Leeds United. It wasn't. It was a good save from Dieng, but Rutter, we've seen it against Plymouth, Bristol City, and Hull City. It feels like even when he's given too much time to think, he does waste the opportunity. But overall, his goal contributions have been exceptional. Got another one today if you're kind of looking at the penalty because he won it. So we'll forgive him for that. And obviously Leeds won the game 3-2. But Borough, a really good opportunity as well at the end when Leeds have been a little bit complacent in possession. They hit the post, but Dyke-Steele as well also sent off for Middlesbrough. But Leeds, well-deserved that victory. And you know, a few hairy moments, and I'm going to get into a few of your comments, everybody. So please get it in the comment section below. Before we carry on with the instant match reaction as well, please make sure you're liking the content, everybody. I know you guys are loving the watch along, you're loving the increased amount of content. We're going to have some more out for you tomorrow. I'm just going to get your thoughts in here. It's going to flash my ugly mug up. Just there I am. It is not Gabe, it is my chin. So we're just going to get a couple of your comments up, everybody. Let me just get my my pen there. So John Shaw's is in the building. It says, easy to blame keepers when a mistake leads to the goal. If the strikers make mistakes, it's never noticed unless it's Bamford who missing. Mr. Pastry says, Leeds. If Rutter could shoot, it'd be Real Madrid. It'd be interesting to see how many goals Meslier has conceded on his near post. No hate towards him. I just think a GK who is 6'6" shouldn't concede as often as he does on his near post. If only Rutter could shoot. Well said, John Shaw's. Leicester, Leeds, Southampton have Prem talent in the Championship. Teams are finding it hard against the three sides. I think that's a really good comment, Nicholas, and I think that's why, you know, there was a little bit of built-in frustration, you know, with myself when it got to the point of Leeds sort of been a little bit lethargic in possession, giving a few chances away. The Coburn nearly tapping at the end was massively frustrating. It's like we've been so dominant, so on top here. What is going on? Leeds United sort of giving away too many opportunities when it comes to Borough getting forward at the latter end of that first half. And obviously that Coburn, I think it was actually Isaiah Jones who put it on, and Coburn nearly tapped it in a brilliant interception from Joe Rodon, a goal-saving interception from Joe Rodon from their substitute number 18. But yeah, you do feel going into every single game now, and this is probably where it comes to atmosphere, because you believe in Leeds United are going to win the game. You know, there's been a lot of criticism online about apparently how Leeds United atmosphere isn't what it once was. You know, I can't really comment on that because I'm not going to Elland Road week in, week out like some people are. But what I will say is it's probably because Leeds were expected to win these games. And what I will say is I think the atmosphere today you know, from what I'm reading on Twitter and stuff, was really, really, really good. So that's good to see. But Leeds are expected to win all these games. This game today was going to be a bit of a tough one because Borough are a good team. They've not been the most informed side, but they have been progressively getting better. Battered Preston 4-0 without two of the best players in Hayden Hackney and Dale Fry. Not only that, but obviously they've beaten Leicester. You know, they've beaten Southampton, albeit the Leicester result was at home, obviously. But and so was the Southampton one, I believe. But they're a tricky opposition. They're a good opposition, and they've got some real good ownership of the place in terms of Gibson, who brings in some good players, some local players, and really is able to galvanise the group. And, you know, it's headed up by Michael Carrick and Jonathan Woodgate, a really good partnership, local to the area. And they've got a real good project at Borough. So them playing anyone in this division is going to be a tough fixture. Howson, I tell you what, I was really impressed with Johnny Howson. But when you're looking at Leeds, Archie, I thought was superb. Glenn Kamara in the middle, as I say, keeps getting better and better as well. Yeah, brilliant game to watch. Had all the highs and lows. I did try to keep track of Kamara's play. I think he made an unforced error or got tackled 2 or 3 times the whole game. Just one, and people on here jumping on Meslier. Only the flap out was risky. Everything else was down to the outfield players. I wouldn't agree with that. I think the first one was down to Elland Meslier 100%. I think, you know, there seems to be like it's either you're pro Elland Meslier or you're anti Elland Meslier at the minute. Hopefully you're not if you are watching this video, and hopefully you're just trying to give it an even keel. I think if that game ends up 3-3, a lot more people are just looking at Elland Meslier for that first goal. It was Elland Mellier's fault. It's another near post error. It just is. It is. And if you're not believing that, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Who are you blaming for that first goal? But listen, there was a second goal as well. Sam Byram, in my opinion, that was his fault. He was just out-jumped by Latte Lath, so I'm not solely blaming Elland Meslier, but when we're looking at that first goal, it's Elland Mellier's fault all day. Rodal look a little bit. 3 points is 3 points. Pascal off it the last couple of games. Middlesbrough, Ipswich next week. Yeah, is that at Borough as well? The Championship is poor and very inconsistent in individual displays. That is why really good players stand out every week. I'd agree with that. Ampadu need a rest. Maybe Gruev. Aini Paul. Superto says, hell no, Ailing. No Ailing back. Aini Paul says, oh no, it's not. It's just not reading out. Aini Paul. Hold on, mate. There we go. Spence in at right back. Archie in midfield. Rest Amps. He'll come back stronger. That's twice now we've been taken up against 10 men and not taking advantage of it. I'll take that. Tough game as I expected. We really need to capitalise on our chances. The way Meslier thumped the ground after the first goal, he knew he was to blame. Exactly, Mark. And we're looking at this game, the goal now on LUTV. I don't even think there's a deflection. I think it touches Rodon, but it's no way near enough. He should still be saving it. Should still be saving it for me. But yeah, guys, we're going to leave it there. Really appreciate you guys supporting. Listen, we've got stuff on the Patreon if you want some bonus stuff. We're going to get some stuff for you guys out immediately after this game as well. Go back and check the watch along as well. It was quite funny, especially at the early stages. Thank you so much for your support. Like the video before you leave, everybody. Leeds United have got a 3-2 win. Highly important. And Fortress Elland Road maintains. Catch you in a bit.